accepting our invitation to address at this session. The Chamber acknowledges the support of its annual sponsors. Next slide, please. Messrs. Brigade, Buhler, Fundamax, IIMPL, MTR, Ramaya Institute of Management, SDMIMD, Sona Group of Companies, TVS Motor and Vishwas Group for their immense support in all the activities of the Chamber, being the annual sponsors. Thank you very much to all the participants for joining this session. Now I would like to hand over the stage to Mr. Rabindra sir to take it forward from here. Over to you, Mr. Rabindra sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Rupa, for nice introduction and initiating the session. I'll just take 1 or 2 minutes to just talk about. Can you just go to the next slide, ma'am? Okay. So before start, just before this one, yeah. So we are going to have this session where our speaker will make presentation, and anyone having the questions, he can post into the chat box, and that I will read it out toward the end after the presentation is over, so the speaker can directly answer the questions. And I will encourage in between to get any questions, keep on posting on that. This is one. Second, can you go to the next slide? Yeah. So this session is going to be very, very knowledgeable, informative. And thanks, DK, for I've been talking to her for the last probably 7-8 months. She was so busy, but we wanted to have this session so that for the larger benefit of the people, of the community, of any sector, of any level or any domain. So that's what we are going to see during the next 60 minutes of the presentation. And I'll just like to introduce the DK. She comes with a very strong background of the creativity with the world. She is currently working as a solutions consultant in digital media at Adobe. She comes with more than 8 years of experience with Adobe and leader of Adobe products and solutions across the industry, across the domain, and
I
across
say 1 in
any
3
level if you want.
is trying. Actually, the potential.
Yeah. So she is also certified illustrator in design and Dreamweaver at Adobe. And just to mention about skill and expertise belongs to business case script preparation, digital graphics, vector illustration, digital media, print media, publication, business analytics, solution, UX and UI, and so on, so on. When I was writing it, I was amazed to see the kind of profile. And she comes with the computer science background, BTech from Bharati Vidyapat, and she did IIM Kolkata, completed business analytics from the executive program. So, and a lot of stuffs are there, a lot of use cases are there, lot of informations are there, and a lot of examples are there. DK, we are excited. I will not take any moment out. I'm handing over to you, DK, for your. We are going to hear you and enjoy the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rabindra and Rupa, for organizing this session. And I'm really excited and really honored to be here and present in front of you all. I want this to be an engaging session. Sir has been following up for the very long time, and I'm really happy for his guidance and his kind of insights, like what kind of presentation I should build on so that it could be beneficial for all of you. And with me, I also have my colleague who has joined remotely, Mr. Prashant, who takes care of the education business. So he's traveling, but he said I'll be there as a listener. So I welcome him as well. And I just want this session to be interactive. If you have any question, feel free to put it on the chat as Sir shared, and we'll be happy to answer. So let's get started.
Just one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome, Prashant. I missed you, and thank you, Prashant, making this possible. No? Thank you so much. And in between, I have moved to the different role from Tata Technologies. I'm getting into the new role, so that's why his update is there. Thank you. Over to you, DK.
Thank you so much, sir. And many congratulations to sir for your new role. It was really exciting.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Just share my screen again. Yeah. I hope it's visible.
Yes. You can put into the presentation.
Sure. I have put in the presentation.
Perfect.
Okay. Great. So again, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for your time. And today's session is going to be very exciting, very engaging, and a lot of visuals. And just wanted to give a disclaimer that all the images which you see in this particular presentation have been created using AI, and that too Adobe's generative AI, right? And all of us have seen this kind of explosion, what is happening in today's world. And this is where like we thought to come up with this topic, like how you can unleash the innovation, right? All the businesses are competing today and they want to produce better and better content. So how you can unleash innovation using the creativity and using the generative AI. So the agenda of today is going to be very interesting. What is the artificial intelligence and the generative AI landscape? What are some of the industry trends? What is going to be for the students, for the businesses out there? And there, like we're talking about AI, what is Adobe's generative AI? You know that Adobe has been pioneered in this creative industry. So, but we also have like something called as document cloud, right? Where we are bringing intelligence to the document. So the idea today is how across the organization, everybody is empowered, even if like you're from the university, how we can empower students as well, and how businesses are looking to innovate and produce more content, and how Adobe can help, and how everybody could be creative. And the last will be having like the industry use cases. So I just want to like, since we're talking about AI, I want to start with a like a small video, like what Adobe is doing in this field.
Future. Oh wow, it's like wow. Yeah, future looks like wow. Oh wow, and it starts right now. Yeah, future looks like wow. Go and get it, go and get it, go and get it, go. Go and get it, go and get it, go and get it, go. Go and get it, go and get it, go and get it, go. It's coming up right now, and it's looking like how? Wow. Wow. The future looks like wow, and it starts right now. It's like wow, introduce ya. It's a brand new future. Wow.
Yeah. So like you saw that, how does the future look like? Future looks like wow. And here, like it creates an opportunity for us, like how we can create the content pretty quick and how we can enable everybody within the organization. So if we look at like how the generative AI landscape has been changing. So from the last year with the explosion of ChatGPT, like there has been a great shift into what is happening into this generative AI and the AI landscape. And as per the Forbes, here we see that like 407 billion market size is going to be increased in terms of the AI. And leaders are also seeing a lot of like business outcomes out of that, and businesses are going to be impacted in a good way. People are going to see a lot of productivity and more efficiency. And 90% of the workforce will be partnering with the company who are like exploring the AI. And in India, having the huge set of a developer, we are the ones who are building these kind of technologies, and it is going to be the hub where these kind of technologies are being developed and then being transformed. So like I said that if we look at through the trend, so there is a lot of like the AI tools are out there, which is like progressing. Like in Feb, we see that, okay, Microsoft came up with the Microsoft Copilot. Then after that, like it continued for like GitHub Copilot, and then like it has continued for like the other different AI models out there. So just to talk about, we all know that AI, right? Many at times, like it could be a bit confusing. Okay, what is if ChatGPT is AI? What is an AI, and how does it work, right? So as we know that generative AI refers to an artificial intelligence where these algorithms or these technologies are capable of creating the content from the text, from the images, right? And it learns, it becomes more and more intelligent by feeding the data into the system. And how does it work? First step is like data collection, right? First, we need to collect the data like from the different sources, from the different places. We need to have a huge repository So that is where, like, let's say DALL-E, Midjourney, other AI tools there, they use the data which is publicly available on the Google, right? On the public available domain. Once the data is available, what they do is they process that data, right? They make sure that that data is pretty much refined, it is pretty much processed, and then the model is being designed, right? We design the algorithm, we design a model, and then that model is being trained in all of these set of images. Once the model is ready, what happens is we create an interface where user can go ahead, interact with this model, deploy it, and based on the user feedback, we fine tune it, and then the model gets evaluated. So just wanted to talk about like how this entire process look like. And if we look at the different models, there are the different model for the different kind of the technologies that are out there. So for text, like we have different models, like the most common example would be like ChatGPT. In 2020, you see that like there was a translation kind of a model which was out there. And then in 23, what we have is fine tuning, get the good insight about it using the ChatGPT. And in 2030, you can see like how the entire this generating the text is going to be much more better, like where it will be able to just create a very professional looking the content in a pretty just by writing the prompt. Similarly, we have not we but the industry has the models for the code, right? So for the students who are into like the coding and the industries who are into the coding and development, let's say the developer used to take a lot of time to write the code, but now we have the AI with the GitHub Copilot, right? Where it can help the developers or the coders to quickly write the code, right? And then what will happen in 2030 with it will be able to like produce that entire code just by writing the prompt. Similarly, you see that there are images model, right? Where you can just type in the prompt and it will generate an image. Similarly, like the video model, 3D model, gaming models are coming into the picture. And this is what the industry analysis is. By 2027, the industry will see a shift of 423 billion, right? And you can see like how the market is being increasing and how the banking, retail, IT, ITS, manufacturing, all of these industries are going to spend a lot and they are going to see a lot of revenue out of it. So what are the business benefits out of like this generative AI? So generative AI can help to for the like all the employees and all to the labor, what I would call is like the workers of the employees of any company be more productive, be more efficient. Let's say today, if I'm taking 5 hours to complete a job, I'll be able to do it in a minute. If we talk about any of the graphic designer, today, let's say they have to create a post or maybe a creative, they are taking 2 days, but with the help of AI, how they can refine it further. Next is like personalizing the customer experience. All the brand, all the businesses, everybody is making money by selling more product, right? So everybody wants to touch more and more customer. They want to deliver more personalized experiences. One of the example I'll take is like, let's say, like I have a bike out there. What I want to do is if I'm running an ad, I want that ad to be shown into a Kannada language in Karnataka, maybe in a Punjabi languages to Punjab, maybe in Marathi languages to Mumbai. So one ad cannot work for all the different customer segments. So this way, if you personalize the content, the businesses will be benefited. We know that these kind of requirements are still there. But what we don't have currently is how do you create these kind of a content? We want to achieve and deliver these kind of personalized experiences, but how do we do it? How the technology and the AI can help. Third part is accelerating research and development. Everybody wants to be on the top of the game. They want to be known as the best companies out there. Their research and development team should be on the top of it. They should be the innovator of the technology, right? And with the help of AI, I'm going to show you like how you can quickly find the content, quickly find the relevant information from any document. And then emerging new business model. Right now, like you see that even writing a prompt has been kind of a new skill. Prompt writer. So these kind of the new job markets and the different business models are emerging. People are helping their clients to extract the information, building a lot of AI and the RPA models out there. And if you look at the industry use cases, so I'll just go one by one. From media and entertainment segment, what could be the use cases is like, let's say, maybe earlier creating a storyboard, mood board used to take a lot of time. The director had certain idea in the mind. what they had to do is they had to tell that idea to maybe a story writer, script writer, and then they will go ahead, sketch it out, and then they will showcase it to the director. There used to be a lot of back and forth. But now what a director can do is they can themselves just go to this AI tools and type in any prompt, come up with that idea. Once that idea is ready, like the entire process speeds up. So reducing that time and the entire during that entire workflow is going to give a better creative output, and it is going to deliver better content. Similarly, in banking sector, like fraud detection, customer service. So identifying the different patterns and different kind of the documents out there, and using AI to quickly identify whether this particular document is a authentic document or not. So similarly, like the pharma industry as well, like AI predicting the drug interaction and different kind of the clinical trials and efficiency. Similarly, for ITS, like automated services, travel, hospitality. So there is a lot of use cases across different industry, be it real estate, automotive, agriculture. I can share this later. I don't want to read it through. There's a lot of text. We believe in showcasing more visuals and talking in terms of that. So just a horizontal use case. So in terms of the supply chain, what could happen is like brands are forecasting a lot of like a kind of demand for dynamic content, and they are trying to use AI to produce more content faster. Similarly, like the finance industry is looking at different use cases where they can automate a lot of processes, like automating the invoices, expenses, report generation, optimizing the fraud detection, and optimizing different kind of operations. Similarly, in procurement department, like everybody is trying to save the time and reduce the cost, be more efficient, and make their employees more productive. So in terms of the procurement, auto RFP creation, automated content generation. Similarly, for ITS, like incident analysis, security services, and HR as well. So let's say like if you want to hire a right candidate, the HR team doesn't need to go through and look through that entire document to find out if the candidate has a desired skill, right? They can use AI to quickly analyze that, okay, these set of candidates have the matching skills, and the entire process becomes faster. If we look at the different geography bases, so across the worldwide, like what are the top concerns? I talked about AI is going to help us a lot. It is going to make us more and more productive. But AI is like not something which you see a lot of like the news every day. Okay, this company has been fall under the legal lawsuits, right? So there is a top of concerns as well, like whether we should use AI into our organization or into our workflow or not. So across the worldwide, what are the top concerns? So one of the top concerns is the security, because people want to be like assured whatever data, because you are putting, let's say if a developer is using these AI models to generate a code, be more productive. But what if the code gets leaked out, right? If I am a brand and I'm using some of my proprietary images, do I know that like these models will not use my images in order to like train their entire content, right? And a lot of like models use these kind of a content. They will use your content to train their models. So we know that AI is going to help us, but again, it leads to a lot of concerns across the different geographies. Like, here I have just listed some of the top barriers and what are the top of the second barriers out there. So one of the top concerns, if we pick up from that data, is like, will our businesses be protected from issues around copyright? We know that everybody can create the content faster. Creative team, marketing team, everybody will create the better content. But are we protected from the copyright? Can we have that peace of our mind? Okay, whatever we are creating is commercially safe. How we've ensured that the data is protected, the privacy is maintained. I talked about research and development. Let's say if it's like a pharma company, they are researching on a document, or maybe it's a very confidential or government organization, they are using AI. How they ensure that this data is not leaked out, right? I was talking to like the scientists with the ISRO. There, like I showcased some of the capabilities of AI. They were like we are the highly sensitive, carry the highly sensitive information. The security and privacy is top concern. We need to make sure that our data is not going outside. And again, is the model is ethical? You might have seen a lot of images out there. Maybe Modi singing a song, or Obama playing Holi. right? So what these AI models are doing is these AI models are giving people more and more capability to manipulate this. But if you are using the AI model, it's kind of a very powerful and very dangerous kind of the technology. If you give it in the hand of somebody, are you assured that they are not going to use in an unethical manner? Let's say if I'm the employee of any organization and if I'm using AI model to create some this kind of the conflicting content, so what will happen is the company will fall under those kind of lawsuits and legal implementation. So does the AI model which your company is going to use adheres to these kind of the AI ethics principle, and how we can embrace it as an opportunity, not as a threat. So a lot of designers, a lot of marketers and copywriter, or even the students have these kind of concern. Okay, the AI is going to be there. Is it going to take our job? So we know that AI is going to help a lot, but these are like some of those challenges which is creating a top concern. So how we assure that the model which you are going to use is ethical and compliant? So this is where I wanted to highlight that Adobe has been investing into the AI since 2010. We have been investing into the AI. We have been developing all the tools and technology on top of AI. And now what we have done is we have come up with this new model called as Adobe Firefly. Sorry about that. Yeah. So Adobe Firefly has been designed to be commercially safe. And how we say that, because I talked about that these AI models are being trained on the images. So what happens currently is all of those models, I will not take the names, but you see a lot of big models out there. What they are doing is they are picking up all those data, which is publicly available on the Google and on the internet. On Google as well, I can find out any of the copyrighted images, and then I can be able to manipulate those images, right? But what happens is once these models use those copyrighted images, if you are using those kind of AI model, it is going to really make you fall under those kind of laws and legal issues. But on Adobe, we have our own set of a repository, 300 million plus high resolution images. And on top of that, this AI model has been trained, right? So it is designed to be commercially safe. You can use it for the website, any of the ads, banner, maybe for your presentation on anywhere, right? In the product design as well. So this is where it's commercially safe. It is integrated into the workflow and it is enterprise friendly. And on top of that, what we do is we also back up with indemnification. So indemnification is kind of an insurance. So let's say, if you're creating those kind of images and you want to be more and more assured whether what if something happens, do I have an insurance kind of a thing? So I know that somebody is there to back me up. So this is where Adobe will be backing up with the indemnification, will be able to providing you that kind of assurance. And we talked about that AI ethics. So once I enter the prompt, it's not that it is just going to give me the results of a male model or maybe a female model or maybe somebody who is in a different region or different ethnicity. Like here we can see that it has given me an image where we see the doctors and male, female in different color, in different region and the geographic images. So this is where this model doesn't have any kind of a biases and it is quite diverse. And another important thing is once you create a content, let's say I'm a brand, I'm creating a content for Adobe, but let's say a competitor of Adobe, they are also creating a content out there. And we both are using AI, but how we can assure that, okay, this content which has been created by me belongs to this particular model, or maybe how this content has been created using an AI. Because today it's very difficult to identify whether this is a real picture or whether these pictures are AI generated. So this is where Adobe provides this content credential. So any image which gets generated has this kind of a content credential attached to it. So which assures that today, tomorrow, if somebody says, no, this is the photo shoot of my office, You can say, no, boss, let's go ahead and check it on this like content authenticity website where I can upload an image and I'll be able to verify, okay, this image has been created using AI. So like I said that we have explored our like Adobe Firefly, which is Adobe's creative generative AI. So we have different models. So the in terms of the images, we have Adobe Firefly, which will generate the images by typing the prompt. And we also have the models coming in video and then into the 3D and then into the audio. So Adobe Firefly is text to image model where I can type in an prompt and it will generate a beautiful content. And after this session, I would recommend all of you to go ahead and give it a try. And how we are delivering this technology. So it is being delivered across different solutions. First is like it is being delivered in Adobe Express. So Adobe Express is again an amazing tool. So all of you are leaders and the business like advocate. So let's say you want to create a beautiful content. You don't want to like go and send it to the designer, right? You want to create an article and have good visuals. So there you can leverage like Adobe Express. So where I'll showcase like how you can create the content faster in this application. Next is for within the Creative Cloud. So you know that like the creatives work in Creative Cloud application, Photoshop, Illustrator. So it has been integrated there. And then on the website, maybe I have to create this kind of a presentation. I need some amazing visuals, which I just showed you in a few slides. So I can just go to this website and create that content. And this is where like the Gen AI can be used across the enterprises, across the company, across the different like business units. Whether it's a sales and excellence team, they want to create engaging presentation to like quickly convince to their client rather than having a text-heavy presentation, they can use this technology. Marketing team, product team, branding team, everybody can go ahead and use this kind of a content, produce this kind of a content. So the idea is like how we revolutionize this content creation to all the different personas and produce more content, be more productive, be more efficient. So first I'm going to showcase how you can supercharge the creative team to enhance the ideation, accelerate the production of a content, and then how I can leverage like Adobe Acrobat AI to make operations team, IT, legal, finance, sales team more efficient, and then marketing team, like once the content is created, how they can quickly publish that content and put it on a website. Because like I said that if any brand, they have 6 products, like all the brands would have a lot of a product, but I'm just taking an example of a fictitious brand. Let's say this brand has a 6 product. What they have to do is they have to create like 10 assets per product, right? They have to like put it over like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, different social media. If I take an example of MTR, they have a food package and they want to like quickly put it to the market. What they have to do is they have to create these kind of asset variation. So per product, 60 hero assets. Then again, it needs one asset needs to be adapted into different sizes, like for different channels. So again, 9 variations translating into 15 assets into the different sizes. And again, it needs to be localized. If it's a global brand, like you see, like how many global languages we have. And then in India as well, like how many like regional languages we have. So any brand who wants to succeed or generate more revenue, attract more customer, this is the kind of the asset need they have to do, right? And if they're not doing is another brand who is a competitor, they are going to get more business. They are going to touch more customers out there and generate more revenue. So how do we help creative team to supercharge the ideation and accelerate the creative workflow? So this is where like what we can do is we can leverage like generative AI. So what happens is creative team feels a lot of pressure to create the content. Let's say there is a new automobile coming in from the TVS. They want to quickly create the ads and put it across the different channel. And what happens is they get a brief, they get some kind of creative instruction from the marketing team or the brand team, and they just want to deliver the content the next day. So there is a lot of kind of a pressure on them, and they are not able to scale it. Maybe they will be able to create one creative, but like the marketing team want to touch more and more customer in different languages. So they are not able to produce that kind of a content, right? So these are some of the challenges where what we can do is we can help supercharge the creative team to be more productive, ideate the content faster, and we can also embrace the automation as well. So let's say if I'm the part of this automobile company, I want to generate an image. What I can do is using text to image, I can generate this kind of an image. Now, let's say I want this image for social media. I want to expand it. Using AI, I can just go over here and expand this image. Similarly, like using generative fill, I can fill in the area, I can add the different effect. So how does it happen? What we do is, first, I will go to Adobe Firefly. So this is the first surface where how we are delivering these kind of a content. So I can go to Adobe Firefly, and here what I can do is I have the different options. So you can also sign up for this. So you'll get 25 credits. Let's say if I want to like generate any image. So maybe if I want to ID a scooter, so I'll just go over here. I'll play the role of an automobile company. And maybe I'm just somebody from the marketing team. I want to see, okay, how this kind of a creative will look like. Okay, a scooter in a rural road with water rushing down from the street, morning time, sunrise. I want to showcase how the scooter is going to help the rural people when they are leaving their houses, how they could feel that kind of a partnership with their new vehicle, which they'll be buying. So these kind of ideas, let's say maybe somebody has in the mind, and how do we bring it to the life? So here you could see just by typing the prompt, I was able to generate this image. Maybe I don't want the square format. I want it for a presentation. I can go over here and I can choose the orientation as a landscape. Once I choose this option, what will happen is it will regenerate that entire content. So this is where any prompt I type, it's very unlikely that it's kind of impossible that it will generate the same content, right? So here you could see it has generated these kind of a content. I can go ahead, refine it further. Maybe I want this content to be something like this into a farm. I can give it a reference image. And there are like a couple of other parameters as well. Maybe I want to change the lighting. I want to change the different color and tone. So these kind of filters are pretty quick. I can just go over here and choose these kind of a filter. And then AI is going to regenerate that entire thing. Here you could see now the entire results has been generated. If I remove this image, I go over here and hit generate. Okay. So this way, like anybody, either it's the creative team, marketing team, or some business communication team, they'll be able to create the content faster. So let's say like maybe I like this image. And what I want to do is maybe I want to add certain more element to it. So I can go to this edit option, click on generative fill, and here, maybe it's a morning time. I want to add bird. All I have to do is just go over here, paint it, and let's say I want to add a bird and type in the prompt. And then AI will go ahead and create this for me. And all of it, it's looking pretty amazing, but again, I want to emphasize that you can use it. You can use it for a commercial purpose. It is completely safe because all of these generations, this bird, the scooter, everything is coming up from the repository, from our Adobe Stock repository. So this was how like I'll be able to like create that kind of a content pretty quick, and just showcasing like some of the example, because I showed you a live example, but generating will take a bit of a time. So that's why I already have the image. So here, like let's say maybe some interior designing company, they want to create this kind of a concept, like maybe some villa in a hill. So they can just type in the prompt, okay, user interface of a smart home system, some company who's coming up with this kind of a smart TV and these kind of a luxurious house. They can create these kind of a visuals. Similarly, somebody wants to conceptualize like underwater data center, right? So I can just type in the prompt and generate these images. Similarly, from the healthcare and the pharma industry, we want to showcase, okay, how the future of like the health industry is going to look like. So I have the idea, I have the concept. I don't really have to rely on some graphic designer to generate these images. I can just go and type in the prompt. Maybe in education, like maybe a bot is teaching the student. So any idea, anything you have the mind and you want to conceptualize it, you want to communicate it, you can leverage this technology, Adobe Firefly, to generate it. Similarly, going for an e-commerce or retail brand and maybe a virtual reality headset, I have some concept about the product design, I can do it. Maybe I want to generate these kind of visuals. And you see, these people, they don't exist. So another concern is like, let's say if I hire a model for my brand, what will happen is I have to pay them and then I have to take them to different places for the photo shoot. And using AI, these people doesn't exist. So they are not going to come and claim for those kind of a copyright, like why you're using my images. And you need these kind of visuals, you can leverage AI. Similarly, like for the pharma or the medical industry, they want to create this kind of a concept or the molecules or the drug compositions, they can leverage it. Similarly, like the aerospace company, a satellite in space carrying Indian flag. So and maybe some furniture or the interior company, they want to create this kind of a designs, they can just go ahead and leverage it. And let's look at some of the example, like how it can be used like within the creative application. So here what I was able to generate is, so earlier, let's say if I'm the employee of the TVS and I've just taken an example just for this demo. And let's say I had this picture of this bike, it has been shot. But what I want to do is I want to like showcase this bike into different environment. So I don't really have to take this bike to that particular environment. What I can do is I can just take the picture and then I can just make a selection and generate these kind of a background. And what you see over here is I have just gone ahead and I have just written a prompt. Okay, road with farms, both the size, sunrise time, and now AI will generate. If I hit again, it will generate completely new set of the images. And this bike has also created these kind of shadows as well. Here now this bike is somewhere else. Here this bike has been showcased in some other places. So this way, let's say if I have to target the people who are into rural area, I generate this kind of a visual. Somebody who is living into, let's say in a desert area, I can just type in the prompt and generate a desert background here. So this way I'll be able to produce more and more content and even deliver it better. Let's say if I have this person and a lot of people are using this AI in order to create some amazingly creative content. And let's say this man is wearing shirt, or maybe you all would have like your pictures. And maybe you want to just quickly go over there and do a professional photo shoot. You don't really have to buy a blazer and go. I'm sure you would, all of you would have a blazer, but you don't really have to do now. What you can do is you can just go to Photoshop and any picture you have, you can just go and make a quick selection like this. And what you have to do is either you can just go and type in white shirt and then it will be able to give you this kind of a result. So now this person is wearing white shirt. Let's say I want to see him in a blazer. I can just go and type, okay, maybe a black suit. And now this person is wearing this blazer, right? So this way you can see this one is pretty perfect. If I want to regenerate it, I can be more specific, maybe a blue shirt, white shirt, those kind of prompt I can give it. Similarly, like let's say if I have a person, this was a one image. I have this person and I want to showcase them into different backgrounds. So maybe this person is a farm, this person is a factory who's a worker who is working in a factory. I can generate this kind of a factory background. Maybe he is working in a printing press. I can generate a background of a printing press. Maybe this person is a farmer. I can generate a background of this farm. And then I'll have different like a creative outputs generated for me. Similarly, like let's say if I have, I'm the part of this, let's say furniture company, this image is there. I just want to create a flower pot on this table. It's not time consuming. I can just go and enter the prompt as okay, let's create a flower pot. Once I create it, here you could see this kind of flower pot has been created. So earlier, these kind of work used to take a lot of time. Now with the help of AI, it's pretty easy and pretty quick. Again, moving on to like what kind of efficiencies the team would get. So using this AI efficiency, the creative team will be able to produce the content faster. They will come up with different design, different ideas pretty quick, and the entire process will become very seamless. And what could be some of the use cases? Like I already talked about it, enable the creative efficiency, automate that asset creation process, And I'll also talk about how like you can use the branded content. So this was about how the generative AI can be helpful for the creative team. Now coming on to the second persona, which is the operations and the IT. Operations and IT also do a lot of repetitive work. And with the Gen AI in Adobe Acrobat, they will be able to more productive because there is a lot of information overload. You all being leaders, you also come across a lot of documents and you want to quickly get a summary. Okay, there is a lot of documents. You want to know, okay, what are the key points in this document? You don't have time to read through 100, 200 pages. How like leaders like you and everybody in the organization could be more productive, more efficient. Let's say I have this financial earning report. What I can do is I can open it in Adobe Acrobat and here I can just click on, okay, generate, process this document and generate the summary. The AI assistant will go there and it will generate the summary. You can ask the question, okay, how the business, how this company's business is doing. You want to verify the source of information, you can do that as well. So because you need to make sure that the information, what the AI is showcasing is trustworthy enough. And then again, like let's say if I have this kind of a reports as well, and maybe I want to then go ahead and find out more information, get a summary, it will automatically give me, okay, what are the top highlights? Maybe based on this long content, you want to create an email. So let's look at some of the examples. So here, what I have is this kind of Indian budget speech, right? So here, it was from our finance minister. It's a long document, 32-page long document. So rather than going through it and finding out that entire information, doing my analysis, what I can do is I can just leverage AI assistant. And here it is giving me a kind of a summary. It is also giving me the suggestion. So either I can go through it. If I'm looking for some specific information, I can just go ahead and type that information. Let's say if I want to ask this question, which AI is suggesting me, I can just go ahead and enter this particular question. And here I can go and verify, okay, this is coming from this part of this document. Let's say if I want to verify from this part, I can just go over here and check, okay, this this information is coming from this section. Similarly, now, right, I can just go ahead and say email but AI use. So here it will go ahead, it will try to find that information and it will be able to write an email as well. So this way analyzing the documents becomes really helpful, really informative, and people who are working on these kind of a document, procurement, legal, IT. So here you could see that it has automatically generated, okay, impact of AI on workforce, and the entire content has been just created while I was talking to you. I can copy it and then paste it over the email. So pretty exciting, it is not only just for the creatives, but even for the people across the different departments can leverage AI, whether they are the part of the HR team, they want to pass a lot of resume of the candidate, they can leverage it, employ handbook summarization. Similarly, sales, finance team, legal team, procurement team, vendor team, and the finance team as well, they'll be able to leverage this AI technology. So you can do a lot of things in Acrobat, but AI is something which we released last month, so wanted to touch upon that. Again, moving on to how we empower marketers or the business communicators or the leaders, so everybody can create some amazing content. So this is where I want to introduce you to Adobe Express. So Adobe Express is all-in-one content creation application which can help to create the content faster. And what are some of the use cases for this is Adobe Express allows to create the content, localize it in different languages. So anybody who wants to create that content will be able to quickly generate these kind of a contents pretty quick. Maybe I want to create it for different media. So I can just go there and create all of these content. And let's look at example. Like I said, that Firefly is a browser based. Similarly, what we have is Adobe Express is also Firefly based. So here, let's look at this asset. So what I'm going to do right now, let's say I'm the employee of TVS and I'm the part of the marketing team, and I want to create something very quick for the upcoming buy. what I can do is, maybe I don't have the bandwidth to go to the creative team. I can just go over here and just enter, okay, give me some templates for a motorcycle ad. Here, I can just go ahead and see bunch of the templates. So here I can just go, okay, all of these templates are editable, or anything, any content you want to create it. Okay, so here I can just go and choose one of the template. So I have already created one by using this template. And here, whatever you see, everything has been quickly assembled. So what I had is I uploaded this bike image. Let's say if I have another bike image, so, and I'm the part of the marketing team, I don't know how to create all of these kind of a content. So I have this, maybe this particular bike is there. I can just go over here and let me upload it again. Okay, I just want to put it this image. I don't want to go to the creative team. Okay, upload it. Okay, you say that, okay, Darakhshan, there is like a background image. Do I need to send it to the creative team to remove the background? Not really. I can just select this image and click on this background remove, and then the background is removed, right? Here I can put this bike image. Here, this background image is also like Firefly generated. So the Firefly, I showcased how it has been integrated into the creative application. But here I can just go and start emitting color, and then this image has been generated. Similarly, for text as well, I can go over here. Maybe I want to provide some animation. I can just go and have this kind of an animation. Quickly, the animation is there. And I want this content to be on a brand. So what I can do is, here I'm working for a TVS brand. I can have the entire brand set it up. So let's say anybody who is creating these kind of a content will make sure that they are using the right logo. In order to apply this logo, I can just go over here and put in there. Now this content has been created, and I said that I want to localize this content. I don't really have to put in a lot of effort. I can just go over here, click on translate. We have like a lot of Hindi and the Indian languages as well. Maybe I want to translate it to Gujarati. I want to translate it to Hindi. Let's say Kannada as well, Malayalam as well. So a lot of like Hindi languages, Indian languages are out there. Like global languages are there. Just click, and my hands are here. And here you could see that how this content has been translated into multiple languages. Similarly, what you can do is you can just go and resize it for the different social media. Maybe I want it for Instagram. Maybe I want it for Facebook. So these content can be produced. So it not only that, a lot of things can be done. Like if you want, I can do a detailed session on Express as well sometime later, because you see there is a lot of things. You can edit a PDF. You can even do like presentations, flyer, and different kind of stuffs here. Again, moving on to like some of the use cases about, like we saw that how I was able to quickly translate that content into multiple languages, change that product images, and this way I'll be able to create more content. So we talked about like how these things can be done in through the software. But if you want to automate, like there are APIs as well, which can do the job in our backend and produce these kind of results. And if we look at like some of the use cases, like how the other organizations are using it. So IBM has been using these tools and technology in order to like generate the higher engagement. So here you could see that it has been mentioned that there was 26% lift in the images generated because they were able to produce better results, better visuals, and the content delivery reduction time was reduced by 75%. You saw that within 1 minute, I was able to create that kind of an ad. So how quick it was, even for the somebody who don't know a lot of creativity, they can just go ahead and create these kind of the content. Another is like Prudential Bank. So they were overwhelmed with a high amount of volume of their like different customers and the kind of content they wanted to touch upon. And this is where like Adobe came in and helped them to create these kind of a content, and they were able to like get more ROI. Again, like talking about the Pepsi. So Pepsi wanted to like target more and more customer, and this where like we were able to help them to generate these kind of imagery, and they were able to in November they went live, and it was like they saw like a lot of like good results out there. Similarly, like Metal, Decathlon, Digitas, like everybody has been seeing this kind of outcome through this. And then not I wanted to showcase, but here is a video. Yeah. So here, what you saw right now, like everything which you see over here has been created in 3D. So in 3D is also gaining a lot of popularity where rather than creating or manufacturing all the content, you can leverage the 3D ecosystem to create these kind of a high quality output. And across different industry, like people are seeing a lot of like a different business value and the results on that. So if we talk about for any company, they want to produce this kind of products. Maybe it's a fashion, retail, e-com, or the healthcare. So what they can do is they can leverage these tools to create the content faster rather than relying on actual product to be created. Similarly, like Decathlon was able to create 4 times more faster content and generate more revenue. Similarly, like Digitas was able to reduce the cost of the content creation up to 2.5 times. And businesses have been seeing these kind of return of investment by investing into these technology. Again, moving back to how these solutions are empowering other industries, like happy to do a detailed deep dive in each use case. I know I had a lot of content, but just wanted to give you overview about like what other companies are seeing the ROI. And not only that, like even the Forrester IDC, they are talking a lot of good outcomes because of by integrating these solutions into your workflow. So this way, like what we saw that like using this AI, it will not only help you to create the content, but it will also help the teams to be more productive, more efficient, and the entire system will be well connected. You don't have to juggle between the different applications, and the processes could also be automated, and people will be able to more productive and save more time and drive better results. So I know there was a lot of content. I'll just take a pause and see if you have any questions. So Rabindra said told me to just keep it short for 45 minutes, but I couldn't hold myself for going more than that. So yeah, I'll just take the chat if you have any questions.
It's going very amazing. Means I was in between, wanted to interrupt you to ask more questions. It's going very well. So as of now, one question I see is that what is difference between AI and generative AI?
Yes, yes, and that's a great question. And that was the idea about why I showcased that slide. So AI is kind of a artificial intelligence, right? So in the what AI means is how we make our systems, those systems more smart. So if I have to generate something pretty quick, how these systems would be able to analyze it. So kind of intelligence what we provide to them. And the generative AI is kind of empowering these systems, like building on top of these systems so that these systems understand these kind of information and generate the content. So in a simple language, if I say that AI is kind of intelligence, right? Earlier also we had the AI, but what we are doing with generative AI is we are generating some output out of it. And Adobe Firefly is creative generative AI. So that's where I showcase different model. So it's not about, so chat GPT would be text-based AI, Firefly would be image-based generative AI. Again, we have video-based. So you might have seen about Sora, which is a video model. You want a video of, let's say, a futuristic city or anything. You just type in a prompt and it will generate a video. So what generative AI means that it will generate a content, but AI is kind of intelligence, artificial intelligence. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, very well. I'm just seeing this on the top of the same question. Jagdish is asking, so there is more than one AI product from Adobe. Do they come as a bundle or do we pick up and choose?
Yes, that's a great question. So yeah, we provide like different kind of AI. So it depends upon the kind of workflow where you see like more use cases, right? If you have more of a creative heavy work, then you can go with Creative Cloud application and Adobe Firefly. If you want to create a content, if you're looking for like the leaders, business communicator, marketer, then you can go with Adobe Express and Adobe Firefly. If you just want to automate that entire system, you can just leverage our document API and the creative API. So it's completely based on your use case. Happy to share like my details as well if you need more information. Happy to connect and discuss in detail.
Okay. I'm getting a message on WhatsApp also. So in between, I have a question, DK.
Yeah.
He's thanking you, DK. So I have a question.
Thank you so
When you
much.
design a product, maybe the automotive you can example. So can you elaborate more some of the use cases? How maximize we can maximize the application uses of the Adobe in context of any product design, like say automotive or the SEEP or any areas? Can you just throw more light?
Yes, sure, sir. And that's a great thing. And what we have seen is like automotive industry and all of these industry has been investing in terms of the 3D and the AI as well. So just please. So like the video, what I was showcasing to you earlier. So there as well, what could happen is, so I was talking to Mahindra Automotive team 2 weeks back in Mumbai in their office. And what they were talking about the situation is, let's say like any car they want to launch it, any automotive industry, they have already started thinking about 1 year before it, and they have ideas, they want to brand it, and before it gets like manufactured, assembled, they want to produce and to launch that product into the market 6 months ahead of the time. So that's where that kind of conceptualizing, and they were saying that like let's say we want to showcase, okay, this kind of a automotive car is good for the rough terrains, maybe it's good for the mountain or those kind of area. So what we can help you, these companies, that we can help in creating that entire like packaging or the automotive or the automobile in a 3D. And with substance, they can texture it out. They can have the photorealistic texture. So that even if once that car gets into the market, into the showroom, people will not be able to identify whether this is a 3D model of that car or whether this is a real car. And then using the generative AI, let's say I want to showcase that car into different location. I'll like how I showcase that farm example for the TVS bike. I'll be able to showcase in a desert in 2 different places.
Well, thank you so much. I see more questions on the related to the previous questions. Are these those versions which spoke about the adopts are for students also?
Yes, these are available for the students also. So Firefly has been integrated. So we provide different credits. So what happens that the moment you type any prompt, one credit gets deducted. So earlier, like how we used to get certain calls or the messages as part of our postpaid plans, right? So after that, it will charging you more. So that's where, like with the education, like this credits being provided, and people can go ahead and use it. Even for the free account as well, 25 credits are there. So you can also go and explore it.
I see a very nice questions. Prashant has posted, right? AI refers to machines performing a specific task. Say, for example, chess playing program. Gen AI goes beyond mimicking human intelligence like a robot adapting to new situation. Example, AI Sri recognizing voice commands, Gen AI, a self-driving car navigating unknown roads. So let me know. Okay, please share this information.
Yeah.
Okay. Achha, you were saying some more question. Yeah. Um, okay. And is it possible to say so one where all your products are visible with is in one slide so that the users can see it, participant can see it and refer? Is possible?
Sure, sure.
Mr. Prashant is saying it's like a CRED coins, right?
Yes,
Thanks, Prashant.
absolutely.
Please, everyone, please ask questions, post into the chat box so that we can take the questions and get your queries answered. It's amazing tool, amazing software. It is going to improve our productivity, and as much as I'm going to start from tomorrow only onward.
Yes, sir. So even for presentation as well, like Adobe Express is a great product, so you can leverage it, and you can also edit the PDFs there as well. So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, yes. I think you had shared this screen also.
Yes.
From that. Yes, yes.
Yes.
You want
in
to
terms
say
of
something?
Yes. So for the design and layout, we have a group of a product like Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. Similarly, for photography, like there are set of a product, Photoshop, Lightroom. If somebody wants to work on a video, so Premiere Pro, After Effects, and these applications are there. Like so, you said that automotive industry, product, CPG. So those industry like the substance painter, stager. So these kind of a 3D portfolio where you want to build up augmented reality kind of experiences. Similarly, for UX, UI as well, like these set of products are there. So it's kind of a bundle. And Firefly, you see, so mainly for the social media, Express and Firefly comes. So either you can bundle these two together, or the Firefly is already integrated into a lot of our products. So even the students and even the employees, whosoever want to use it, they can just go ahead and.
Good. And in, someone wants to say, I see that the questions comes other side. If someone wants to learn it, some of the basic system, how it goes? How is the online? Some courses are there. How it goes?
Yes, we have some like online courses. So about any product, I can just share some of the links. So which product like they are interested. So let's say if I can just go over here and see. Share my screen here. And we also do a lot of sessions. So if you're interested, you can share your email IDs and then we can definitely go ahead and invite you to do a session. So here, I can just go ahead and say, okay, learn about Illustrator, what are the tutorials, and we have like examples also, practice test also. So those things you can do. And even if you're looking from a student perspective, they can go for the certification. So once they are out of the college, they have those kind of Adobe certified expert certification. So those kind of things we can definitely help you. We can have a deeper discussions and enable like how the students are ready once they go for those kind of jobs.
That's good. Thank you so
That's
much.
So there is a question. I think the company represented by a gentleman, the company name is Mrs. Compass. Sir, please go ahead in asking the question, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please.
Very, very good afternoon. It was really good. And yeah, some amount of prior work we have done. My need or I want to know is in the area of predictive AI. Suppose I enter into a policy with a customer, and based on the policy, will the AI tool help me to know what future challenges the customer is going to pose for me, so that I'm prepared for those requirements of the customer. It's more not like a robo working for the situation. It is going into the predictive nature of the customer based on the policies which he has sent to me when I sign the order or whatever it is.
Yeah. You said like we are building like a lot of these kind of AI where it will be able to predict it. Even like also not on more on the text part of it, but we are more on the creative side of it. So from the creative, like let's say if there are certain like a documentation and the policies you want to predict it. So those kind of systems are being built. So like I showed you how in Acrobat Assistant, we have that capability. We can give you the relevant information. So gradually we will make it more and more intelligent and we'll be able to support that.
Yeah, because being prepared is being, it's much more helpful, and such knowledge is there. So it's great, and I think we human beings are going to become dummy as we move forward. So what is going to happen to my grandchildren, I don't know.
Absolutely,
Anyway,
sir.
thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. But that's a great feedback. I'll pass it on to the product team as well. So how it could be like more intelligent. And do keep sharing your feedback. I've shared my email ID. We can connect over the LinkedIn as well. Rabindra sir is there. So we would definitely love to hear from the feedback because you all are industry leaders. We want to know your feedback to make our products more better.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
DK.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for asking question. DK, can
I
you
just
read a
want
question?
to
It's a very
add-
long question from a doctor. Yeah.
I
Someone
just
is
want to
asking
add on
question.
the previous.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rabindra sir. I just wanted to add on the previous answer by sir. So AI is going to, it's like a co-pilot, right? It's going to boost your productivity overall. So you go from 0 to 50 using an AI or a Gen AI, and then 50 to 100 is your human minds or in creativity from an Adobe perspective. Now, from this perspective, again, I mean, if you go further deep in terms of how the AI model generates certain images or the text prompts or an intelligence, what sort of compute goes behind it, what sort of algorithm goes behind it, it does not even use 1/10 of what an human brain can do, to be very honest, right? So when we are talking about whether our children's or grandchildren's, they are going to adopt AI. Honestly speaking, my daughter, she's in 3rd standard and she adopts AI, including Adobe AI, right? And then she does her own artwork or creativity on top of it, right? So it's like a co-pilot. And like Mr. Piyush Goyal ji said that, it's like an electricity, it's going to stay here, right? And that was his statement 2 weeks ago that AI is like an electricity, it's going to stay here. So, start loving it, start using it, and start consuming it is what I can say. Thank you.
Thanks, Prashant. DK, can you read this? A question from Dr. Manivalan. It's a long question. Better if you can read it and then. He's complimenting amazing presentation made in this international webinar. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Glad you
Thank
liked
you.
it.
Thank you. Rupa, ma'am, you had a question, so you can ask. Huh? Take.
No, sir. I told there was one question. A gentleman had raised his hand to ask the question.
Sure. Yes, DK, you can continue if you have got rest of the slides.
Yeah, sure. Sure, just wanted to highlight what are the different things we can do into the 3D space. So let's say even if I have this, how we are making it more and more seamless and more easy for anybody to create that content. Let's say if I'm the part of this organization where we want to sell this bag. So I don't really need to know those kind of skills in order to create a 3D model. What I can do is I can just go over here, take a picture from the different side of this product, and then I can leverage Adobe's tools like Adobe Substance, where I can just upload all of these pictures and use the AI in order to generate a 3D model. Once I use AI here, you can see that how it will be able to process that entire thing and generate this kind of a 3D model, which is completely rotatable. Here I can choose different lighting, different aspects, and nobody able to judge, okay, whether this was a 3D model or it was a picture of an actual bag. And I just wanted to showcase you one of the example. So what we did was we were wanted to just create this kind of already have the pictures of the crosser. So what I was able to do is let me just show you those pictures. That we had certain picture, and the similar way how this person is clicking a picture of it. What I was able to do is I was able to click that picture, and then I was able to create this kind of a crossover out here. So this is where you could see that this thing has been created into a 3D model, and it is with texture as well. And you'll not be able to feel like this is not a actual picture of a crossover, right? I did not click the back part of it, so that's why it's not coming in. But actually I was looking for that. Yeah, now here I have got this entire data set. So this is the kind of innovation what people can do. So let's say this was a picture. So it was just for the breakfast and one of our event. So I just had clicked these kind of picture from a different angle. And the moment I imported all of these picture, I was able to create this kind of a 3D model just by clicking the picture. You can see the flakes and everything has been created. And once this kind of model has been created, Let's say I'm a part of a bakery, like a company, and I want to showcase this kind of process into different table, into different environment. So rather than manufacturing or having this kind of a product to be created or bakery product to be created, I can leverage the 3D ecosystem, like how Rabindra sir was saying, and then I will showcase into different environment and reduce a lot of time and produce those content pretty quick. I'll just give it a minute to let open. So this was again about like how it can be used, and it is being used like across different industry, like across different like verticals. So the painter is there. So painter is our like a kind of a painting technology, where like we'll be able to provide and paint all of these different kind of object. You can see this kind of a realism. So like a thread, the thread you see over here is again like it's not a picture of a speaker. It is like just a kind of a material which has been applied. Similarly for like a fashion industry as well. Here you can see that, okay, now this kind of a thread, this kind of material which has been applied. And a lot of top brands like Louis Vuitton, Hugo Boss, those are the ones who are creating these kind of a technology, like 3D technology, in order to produce a content. The watches you see over here, you see this kind of a leather material is there, steel material is there, the kind of different variation, different kind of straps, everything has been created using Adobe Substance. Once these models are created, similarly, like I'm showcasing a model of a watch, it could be a packaging, it could be like let's say automobile or anything. Here, like this watch can be showcased in different background, so different location, and then like it can be composite in a scene. So you could see even the shadows are being reflected on the table. This particular product is there. So these kind of background images can be generated like using Firefly. Similarly for packaging as well. So let's say this kind of a product is there. I want to showcase into like, let's say a restaurant or a cafe. I don't have to go and shoot it there. I can just leverage the 3D ecosystem and have these kind of a shot. Maybe I'm looking at the first time, I'll see, okay, maybe somebody has taken a picture. They've hired a photographer in order to do it. So, and it works across different applications. So the students who are like pursuing in the field of like, let's say the AR, VR or 3D modeling, they can also leverage it. And I think like we have some participants from the education as well. Just wanted to showcase like these are the different kind of job title if somebody just go ahead and specialize in 3D workflow. So whether it's retail industry, apparel, footwear, automotive, fashion, luxury, architecture, the opportunity is huge. And there is a lot like which can be done using like the AI. So this was about like how like Adobe Substance can help. Again, like I missed showcasing on the video part of it. So how the video editing become very seamless, very easy. So let's say if I have like this kind of a video, and I'll just share my screen again with the audio. And even you can also use it. So a lot of time, let's say you are having a recording a session and there is a lot of background noise. So I'll just play this audio. Let me know if you're able to hear the voice.
Hey everyone, I'm so excited to share my experience with Halibi Skincare.
I hope you were able to hear the sound.
Yes.
Yeah. So there what was happening was there was a lot of like a background noise there. And let's say if I want to remove that background noise. So there like we have an application, another application, a service like Firefly AI, which is called as Adobe Podcast. I'm showcasing in Premiere Pro, which is a video editing software. But you can also go to like this software called as Podcast. Maybe you are waiting for your flight and you want to like maybe record something. So here, what I can do is it is AI tool. It is in beta where I can just go and upload my clip and remove all the background noise just with one click. So this way, what we're doing is we are powering everybody, even the leaders like you, business persons, or even professors, doctors, everybody who want to use this technology. I can just go over here and choose a file and enhance the speech. Or if I'm a video editor, I can leverage this technology within this application. Right now I have selected it. And now what I want to do is I want to enhance. Okay, here you could see it is saying like setting up. Once it will set up, it will remove all those background noises, and then it will be able to like enhance the speed. It will just take a minute. So I'll just showcase. So here, I just want to focus you on these background. I did a photo shoot of this woman talking about a brand, and you see that here I have shot her in the office. There is a chair, table, and different kind of environment. But maybe I wanted for a like she's talking about a beauty brand. I want to have a kind of a background, kind of a spa. So what I can do is I can use AI in order to change the background. Here you see that this was the original video, which was office background, and then I was able to take her into completely different background. So here I was able to add this kind of a plant, this kind of a different painting. And now if I play this audio, even the background noise has been enhanced. And just play it.
Share my experience with Halibi skincare. Always struggling with acne, dryness, uneven skin tone, and it totally knocked my confidence. That's when I discovered Halibi.
So you see a lot of difference from the background noise, what I had earlier, and how it was able to remove it, and the background change as well. So even in media, entertainment, across different industry, let's say one photo shoot is done, and then like these struggle to showcase that product or maybe that artist or that person into different locations, they have to take them for the photo shoot. But not anymore. With the help of AI, like you'll be able to do it. Another great time saver would be like kind of generating a caption. Again, we know this person, a very famous guy. So let's say he is giving a speech here.
Leaders are so often so concerned about their status or their position in an organization, they actually forget their So I'm embarrassed that I have a career.
Yeah. So these kind of long videos are there, and we know that we have to create a subtitle. So in that as well, like let's say if I have to write a subtitle, how tedious it would be. Let's think about the media entertainment. I have to write it, but not anymore. What I can do is I can just go over here, go to this text section, and here I can like transcribe this entire like sequence. So once I click on transcribe this entire sequence, all of these text will be like transcribed. And what we also have a text-based editing. Let's say I'm new to like video editing, and maybe I'm learning this skill, and I don't know how to edit it. But you can actually delete a text and your video will be edited. Let's say if I don't want this part of what he's saying, I can just go over here and just go ahead and delete this text and just put focus here. Automatically, what has happened is this part of area has been highlighted. If I hit the delete, that area will also get deleted. So this way, video editing becomes very important. It's kind of how we edit our Word document. And let's say if I want to generate a caption, this entire sequence has been transcribed, and it will generate a caption, and automatically, like these captions could be generated. Here, now I play this video again. You'll see just within a minute, the captions have been generated.
So I'm embarrassed that I have a career.
And you see the translations are correct. You want to edit it, you can go. And now we'll be able to also translate this speech into multiple languages. So let's say if you want to create the content in the different languages like Marathi, Kannada, Malayalam, then through one video, you'll be able to translate it into multiple languages. So there is a lot of capability, like happy to do more detailed session. I know this was for 1.5 hours, but I was pretty excited and looking forward to connect with you all and do a deeper session.
Thank you so much. Very beautiful, very nice, lot of information, right? Thank you so much. I see one last question again. Hari is asking if you can just clarify that AI itself is a generated one. Then why do you have a separate Gen I? Last question.
Yeah.
Towards the bottom.
Yes, I got it now. Yeah, Hari, so what happens is like a generative AI, like I said, that it will be able to be more relevant, generate more content. So generative AI is a part of AI itself. It's not like something different. So AI is kind of an intelligence, but generative AI is kind of a like how it will be more relevant to you, right? So let's say if I need any image, how easy it is able to understand what you want. Like let's say if I'm giving a prompt, so from the AI, it will just generate something very normal. But with generative AI, it becomes we train it with a human behavior. If somebody is writing sad, I need a picture of a sad person. So what does sad means? So that's what the capability of this generative AI, where it will be able to analyze the human behavior, emotions, and create something very personalized to what you are prompting.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think we have crossed the time also. It's really interesting. Lot of things we can do it. Lot of things can be learned, and everyone is getting benefited. Thank you so much for your time, and thanks all the participants for participation. And already DK has said her email ID, and people can reach her. And over to you, Rupa, ma'am. Rupa, ma'am, you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And thank you so much, sir, Rabindra sir and Rupa madam, for organizing this. It was pleasure being here, talking to all of you. I know I had a lot of content which I was excited about. Happy to do more detailed session if you think one technology would be relevant to you. But thank you so much, Rabindra sir, and Rupa madam, and the entire member who joined this session. Thank you so much.
No, thank you very much, Ms. Khan. And then I think we would like to explore the possibility of working with Adobe in the future. And we also would like to have an in-person session with you. This was quite knowledgeable and very impressive. I'm already getting the feedback from our members to have a long session with you. And we do learn so many things within this 1.5 hour. I think our participants also have had many key takeaways from this session, and we definitely would like to continue with you and your team in the future as well. Thank you once again for addressing our special thanks to Mr. Prashant also for facilitating this. Thank you, Mr. Prashant, and to 3I and Edutech Expert Committee led by Mr. Rabindra sir. Thank you, sir. And thanks to all the participants, and have a nice weekend. Thank you.
Just to mention the some participants, thank you very much for a very informative session. The content presentation was extremely interesting. Thanks,
thank you
so much,
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.